This is the first sort of shake-up in look and feel in Tesla that we've seen, and one of the biggest high-volume cars in 5 years. Is it enough to sate those calls for freshen up your outlook?
I mean, I think they absolutely needed to do this with the Model Y. As you say, this is a vehicle that's been out now for half a decade, and I think particularly on the exterior, that vehicle has started to look a little bit tired, and so this is something that every automaker does, and something that I think Musk has sort of bristled at the sort of conventional wisdom that you need to do this. And yet, I think we've seen that sort of the rules of the laws of gravity, in fact, do apply to Tesla. That they can't necessarily get away with leaving, the look of their vehicles untouched as long as he might like. And so, this is an example of some of the rules that apply to some of the other car makers applying as well to Tesla. That people want a new look vehicle, even if it's really just sort of little tweaks here to the look of the cars that you're making.
It's maybe a touch of the Apple syndrome. Nothing prophetically new here. Just repainted. Look, they launched this refresh 2 weeks later in the US and Europe than they did in China. Any particular reason on the lag on East versus West? Is it to do with the demand cycle?
Yeah, I think we've seen this actually in the past. Tesla did something similar with the Model 3, and I think in that case it had more to do with the fact that the refresh Model 3 was going to be ready sooner in China, and so it was a pretty straightforward thing. In this case, I think it is interesting because the Model Y is going to come out in March, both in US, Europe, and in China. So it's not necessarily a case where the Shanghai plant has a head start over the others. I think the simple answer might be that it matters to consumers in China to sort of feel that little extra bit of sort of being treated special, of getting a first look at what's new from Tesla. And it matters to Tesla to sort of signal to its consumers in China, especially given the fact that is where Elon Musk says himself they're facing the most competition. It's the most cutthroat, and they really are having a hard time keeping up with BYD, as is the rest of the industry.